with P.J. Jacobsen on pole. It's Cameron Peterson and Matthew Skoltz. Campy might be the guy.
He might be in. Ty Scott, Brandon Posh, Kayla Yakov. Good to see Brandon back, obviously, with the Doritos team. Blake Davis, Corey Alexander, Chase Black, Teague Hobbs, Larry Pegram, and Aiden Sneed just outside of row number 4. Max Van, Josh Hayes, who charged up through the field yesterday, is going to be starting next to Torrin Collins. McWilliams, good to see Jeremy back. Enriquez and Nassani. So McWilliams taking the place of Jake Lewis. DeLeon, LaRoche, Williams, Monk, Mags, and Kevin Horney are going to be just outside of row number 8. Row 9, no Dietrich and Omen. So got a pretty full grid here, Greg.
As we get ready for this race start, 18 laps scheduled. The lights go off. Here we go. It looked like Campy didn't get the greatest of launches as the number 1 tries to sweep up the inside, and he does. Yep. So he has position on PJ, and so there goes Matthew Skoltz as they go wide. Cameron Peterson, though, from the outside. What a move by Cameron Peterson to take over the lead.
Yep, while Matthew was starting to just run that R9 out to the curb with PJ to the right of him, you saw Cam take full advantage of that. So now it's going to be a draft down the back straightaway. Cam P takes the lead. Matthew did get a really good launch. Ty Scott there in 4th. Blake Davis 5th. It looked like Kayla on the other Rahal Ducati as they go through her speed shot.
All right, down off the back straightaway we go, and there goes the number 1. So the Strack Racing Yamaha R9 rider, your national champ, Matthew Skoltz, takes over the spot from his countryman, the 45. So for the first lap, it's going to be Skoltz, Peterson, Jacobsen, Scott, and Davis, with Kayla Yakov in 6th ahead of Brandon Posh, Hayes, Teague Hobbs, and Aiden Sneed in 10th just ahead of Alexander and Pegram. But there goes the 45. A nice move to take over the spot. So the South African will hold on to the lead as we go through the carousel, but the long back straightaway here at Mid-Ohio awaits.
Yeah, it does, and now PJ's really going to have to try to get in the draft of the 2 in front. And you can see he's a little bit back, but when they go through this kink, he starts to really get drawn into that draft, and it sets up for a pass down here. Ty Scott now looking to take a shot down the inside of 15 as Skoltz does what he needs to do to Jacob. But definitely you can tell that the Strack team has gone to work overnight, made this a more rideable bike for Matthew. And not just that, you can see the 22 back there as P.J. Jacobsen takes his shot on Campy into turn 1. Blake Davis also in 5th, right there in your shot. Kayla as well. Everybody's a little bit closer today.
So far, as Matthew Skoltz sets a 127.539, so not quite the pace we saw yesterday. There's a look at the number 4, Josh Hayes, BPR Racing Yamaha R9. The 7-time champ still at it here in Supersport. He's tied, of course, with Cameron Beaubier in Superbike for all-time wins across all classes. Trying to break that. Doesn't look like he's going to have the pace today. As now the 15 on the Rahal Ducati Moto with Expel machine goes by and takes over the lead. So here goes P.J. Jacobsen now with some clear track in front of him. It's going to be on the number 1 of Skoltz to fight back as soon as he can.
Hopefully he can do the same thing yesterday, get another victory, and we'll see what the team's got. But Matthew Skoltz looking a lot stronger today.
Bit of a mistake from Skoltz there just for a moment after he passes PJ. Luckily, no collisions happened. These riders so experienced. PJ just kind of sneak right up the inside. And Cameron Peterson nearly runs into the back of Skoltz. So it's the 15, PJ Jacobsen, number 1 is Skoltz, and the 45 is Cameron Peterson. All the while, Ty Scott, just like Jason you were talking about, he's right there. So is Blake Davis. And then Kayla Yakov on the 19. She is on the Rahal Ducati Moto with Expel machine. So it's broken up into these 2 groups up front. Brandon Posh in the 96 kind of hung out to dry as another pass for the lead happens. So Skoltz just not happy to sit around in 2nd place. He can bend it over here in this kink and make up some time as RPMs increase. Cameron Peterson fans out. There goes PJ now, not quite in a position. So it'll be Skoltz, Jacobsen, and Peterson, 1, 2, 3. There's been some chatter around the paddock of the possibility of a guy like Blake Davis getting on a superbike next year, as Davis, the young rider, goes up the inside of Ty Scott to take over that 4th place. And maybe Blake Davis feels like he's got enough pace to close the gap and wants to stick his nose in the possibility of winning this race.
Pull away as you see Blake Davis. He wanted to have his time. 1.1 seconds to 3rd, and we got a bike in the middle of the racetrack. That's going to be, is that our last corner? Yeah, it's our last corner. I'm hearing, Greg, we got a red flag coming out. So, yeah, red flag.
All right, so red flag means all race stoppage. And here we go. Revs are up. and away we go. And it looked like a really solid launch for all three on the front row. Although Cameron Peterson had a little wheel in the air. Look at Blake Davis.
Yes.
Blake Davis from row 2 sneaks up the inside. No room for him to go.
Him and
as
PJ. Yeah, they look like they touched a little bit there.
Cam
Who's
Peterson,
this?
though, around the outside. And it is Pegram. Larry Pegram on the
Good
Team
call.
Hammer machine.
Probably a clutch.
Yeah.
Probably just a clutch, Greg. And I think this is going to be a really important lap for Cam Peterson myself. You can see that little bit of a gap opening up as you see these
around
two
the
guys.
outside goes PJ. They're leaning on each other.
They're leaning on each other, Greg. That's going to help Cam Peterson, obviously, watching those guys do that. I just kind of felt like this was going to be a really important lap for Cam.
Kayla Yakov, by the way, back there in 6th place with the fastest Sector 1 split so far of this race.
PJ gets the drive down the back straightaway, leans in on Matthew. Those guys got awful close a couple of times going down into turn 6. So coming across the line, going to be coming up to in about 3 turns as PJ takes a shot.
Oh, boy.
This is really tight in here. Good try there from PJ. Love what I see. This is the spot I'm talking about, though. Then Matthew can roll through the middle of this now a little bit more. So, and then you see what happens. Now he can use his exit. So he's got a little bit more confidence on his original tip-in because of the tire that he's got underneath him today.
Cameron Peterson with the fastest lap of this race, 27 flat. So 27.097. Whatever happened before the red flag doesn't count in what we're looking at right now.
PJ just rode around the outside, or
Cam P
just rode around the outside of PJ in the braking zone down there. Just puts himself over to see what it does. It makes the guys have to go down the outside, and it makes things a lot harder as PJ Jacobson's in there deep.
Oh, he is deep, and he's going to cut right back, is the number 1. So the shot was taken by the 15 to go from 3rd to 1st. He just couldn't get that Ducati slowed down. It's got to happen right now, but Matthew Skoltz has had all the pressure on him for the last bunch of laps, and he is doing a phenomenal job. He didn't panic when PJ went around, and so Skoltz, if he's got anything left in the tank, and you can see the rear Dunlop searching for grip on his Strack Racing Yamaha R9. This is the section where Skoltz has been so good, but these two behind him were much better this lap around. We'll see if they've got it figured out. There he goes, Skoltz on the gas, picking the motorcycle up, driving down the back straightaway.
Yeah, and Cam's definitely closer, but he's going to have to do something from the outside because I don't think Matthew's going to open the door at all. He's going to stick that Yamaha on the inside of the track, and as soon as he does that, it gives him room to then move back over to the left. Really smart riding from Matthew. He's going to be very, very difficult to beat from this point on.
Up and over the hill they go, elbow dragging corner, down they go, and it looks like Matthew Skoltz, his plan is working out to perfection. Time is running out, though, for the 45.
He might have a chance here if Cam can open this up and then try to let go of the lever, go tight. No, he's not quite close enough. Matthew just carries too much roll speed through the middle of there, and all the while, PJ's just probably sitting there so frustrated, nowhere for him to go.
The bike moving around for Skoltz, but it looks pretty good. Only a couple corners to go and not much place to fight for as Skoltz holds it nice and tight, not giving his competitors any advantage. Onto the front straightaway they go. The drag to the start-finish line, and it's going to be Skoltz. Wins by 81 hundredths of a second over Cam P. And 2/10 over PJ. Ty Scott in 4th ahead of Blake Davis and Kayla Yakov. Josh Hayes in 7th, Brandon Posh, Teague Hobbs, Aiden Sneed in 10th.
Cam P took a shot, Greg, but it's just the finish line here is really close to the exit of that last corner, and it's really hard.
You can see down there in the Park Ferme area exactly what it means for the Strack team there, Rog.
So Skoltz wins, 0.081, and then PJ Jacobson, Ty Scott, Blake Davis there, Yakov, Josh Hayes, Posh, Teague Hobbs, and Aiden Sneed. It is 7 points from Matthew Skoltz to PJ Jacobson. Blake Davis, 73 points back in 3rd place.